what's up guys, Marco here, welcome back to another blues lesson. Today we're gonna approach a minimalist blues, meaning we're gonna play a blues with few notes. The last blues lesson that I posted was about the melodic blues, the blues in C. You guys loved it, but it was pretty challenging, right? We had so many notes, so many chords. The melody was played with a thumb slap and strum, so it wasn't really the easiest blues to play. Now today we're gonna try to do the opposite and approach the blues in the most simple way possible. Now playing a few notes can be way more challenging than playing a fast sequence of notes, because you really have to interpret each note with purpose. And so it comes down to interpretation, tone, and dynamics. So we're really gonna take it step by step. I'm gonna show you how I like to play this simple blues so that hopefully you can get inspired and then apply all this concept to your music. Now it's a blues in E, so I'm sure you are familiar with the chords. E7, A7, B7, and back to the E7. Super simple to play. I'm gonna leave the blues playlist down below if you wanna have access to other blues lessons that I recorded in the past. Make sure that you check the playlist in the description down below. Now we're gonna start the blues with the famous turnaround. So we really have just two strings here. The G string fret number 9, but I'm slide from 7, 6, 5, and 4, 2, 3, 4. And what I'll do, I'm gonna play the top E string simultaneously for each note. And then I'm gonna play this simple phrase. So I'm playing the fret 2, 4 on the A string and the D string fret number 2. I like to play these three notes with a little bit more volume, and I like to grab the string with the thumb to achieve this nice slap. So the intro is very simple but also very dynamic. After this, we're gonna start with the blues structure. So we're gonna have the first chord, the E. We are playing the most popular riff on the bottom strings here. We're playing the low E string and the A string fret 2, fret 4, E string and D string open, back to 4, and back to 2. We are playing obviously a shuffle blues, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I like to play these notes with the palm muting, so I mute the strings with the right hand palm. And then we're gonna do the same for the A major chord. We're gonna play everything the same, just one set of strings down. And then we'll go back to the E. So when we play the E again, we're gonna play the whole thing, and then we're just gonna strum the bottom two strings. So the low E string and the A string fret 2. And then we're gonna play this beautiful phrase played with the minor pentatonic, the E minor pentatonic. Now we're gonna play this phrase like this. The top E string is going to be played on each note. So we're always gonna play it. And then we have the B string fret number 3, hammer on fret number 5, back to 3, open, and then 3, open, and 2 on the G string. And then we have 3 on the G string. We quickly slide back to fret number 2, G string open, and the D string fret number 2. It's a beautiful phrase, and I like to pick the strings with thumb and ring. It's kind of an awkward picking, but I like the tone with the ring finger. It's nice and bright. And you want to play everything detached, meaning you don't want the notes to ring out. And then I have the A, which is going to be played like this. So the chord is played just with the same rhythm on fret number 2, 4, open. I'm just gonna add this slide back from 5 to 4, but the rhythm is the same. Then I'm gonna strum the A. You can strum 3 strings, the A string open, the fret 2, and the G string fret 2. I strum with the index. And then I have this beautiful phrase. So I'm playing 2 strings, the G string fret 6 and the top E string fret number 5. I'm gonna slide from 2 to 6. So I'm not picking again the number 6. I only pick number 2. And I slide to fret number 6. Then I have the fret 5, 6, 5. And then the bass note. I want to try to play these notes staccato, so detached, except for the last note, which I'm gonna play with the vibrato. And then I have the bass note and 3 notes, the fret number 3 and the E string open. And after this we'll go back to the E7 chord. So we're moving towards the chord 5. We want the dynamic to go up, so I'm gonna be strumming downwards like this. So it's the low E string and the A string fret 2 3 times, and then on the low E string fret number 2, 3, 4, and then A string fret number 1 and fret number 2. So we have all the notes 3 times except for the last 3 notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So some of the notes will be played 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. The 4th fret is going to be played just 1 time. A string 1 time, fret 1 and fret 2 just 1 time. Now this is the chord 5, the B7. So we're gonna strum, just pick downward the fret number 2 and then play the G string fret number 2. And then we're just going to lightly use this percussion on the body. It's very quiet because I just want this chord to ring out without adding any other notes. So and then I'm gonna slide chromatically back and play fret number 1 and 1. So I slide the same chord, 1 fret back, and then I strum the A chord, just like we learned it, open, 2 and 2. And then I'm gonna play the same riff that we already learned over the E7 chord. And then we have so after this chord, we're gonna move back to the turnaround. So we're gonna play the low E string, and then fret 7, 6, 5, and 4. A string open, 1 and 2. And I'm gonna just arpeggiate this B7 chord. And we'll finish with the E7. On low E string open, and then 4, 3, and 4. So the section with the B7 can be challenging. Challenging, but definitely rewarding. So this is how we can play a minimalist blues. We are not really playing a lot of notes, but we're trying to, give the right interpretation to each note. And so we have to come up with different ways, playing quiet, playing loud, and then sometimes you want to use different techniques as well, such as the slap technique. It's definitely in your fingers. You just have to play around with it a little bit and then figure out how to make it work. So I'm going to leave you to practice this. Make sure that you get the tab if you need it. It's available on my Patreon page, and check all the other blues lessons that I recorded in the past. So good luck with this lesson. I'll see you next time.